This month, Xbox gamers have more than just chocolate eggs coming their way. There's also handmade space operas, guaranteed home runs, and hard-boiled detective tales that are sure to have you coming back for more. But first up, we've got a couple of cool bits of tech news to tell you about. Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2.0, or FSR 2.0, is a supercharged bit of technology from AMD that has the potential to massively boost your game's frame rates and resolutions. So you'll be pleased to hear that it's coming to Xbox. This next level temporal upscaling tech will have full Xbox support and will be available for developers to use to help make their games look even better. Games will take advantage of FSR 2.0 to deliver an even smoother visual performance on Xbox consoles, while PC gamers with Nvidia GPUs will also be able to get in on the action so long as they're rocking an Nvidia GeForce RTX 1070 or higher.
Xbox gamers will also have the chance to snag a seasonally appropriate new gamepad with this month's Spring Collection. The new collection includes a selection of gorgeous pastel-coloured wired controllers for Xbox Series X and S, which come in all sorts of weirdly delicious sounding varieties like Lavender Swell and Cotton Candy Blue. Then there's 8BitDo's Ultimate Wired controller, which mixes a cute pink aesthetic with a pro-level design, including 2 programmable back buttons. It's quite ideal if you want to lull the opposition into a false sense of security and then tear them apart. Also arriving in the near future will be Razer's stunning star-spangled wireless controller, which is inspired by the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series. We don't have a set release date for it yet, but comic book fans can sign up over on Razer's website now to make sure they're the first to know as soon as it becomes available to pre-order. A long time ago, in a galaxy made entirely of little plastic bricks, a whole lot of stuff went down. Like 9 entire movies worth of stuff, all of which you'll be able to play through when LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga arrives on April 5th. Not only does the new game give the LEGO treatment to episodes 8 and 9 for the very first time, but it does so in spectacular style, adding a visual polish that makes even the Mos Eisley Cantina look halfway presentable. And that's especially true on the Xbox Series X and S, where the game has been optimized with some slick 4K graphics. Buy the Xbox One version now, and you'll be able to upgrade for free in the future using Smart Delivery. Nice. But the changes go far, far deeper than that. The Skywalker Saga features a massively revamped combat system that will have you racking up lightsaber combos 1 minute and diving behind cover to get a few blaster shots off the next. On top of that, they've snuck in a few RPG pieces into this collection, which gives you the chance to unlock all sorts of neat new powers and gadgets. With some 300 playable characters and the freedom to play through the saga in whatever order you like, this might just be the Star Wars gamiest game in the whole darn galaxy.
Xbox swung for the fences last year by bringing MLB The Show onto Xbox Game Pass as a day one release, and now they're stepping right back up to the plate with MLB The Show 22 hitting the service on April 5th. The latest entry in the acclaimed baseball series will see a revamped pitching system that allows you to aim for a specific part of the plate. Line it up right and you'll have a better chance of striking the opposition out. But be warned, should the batter guess where you're going, they'll have an even better chance of sending the ball straight into the stratosphere. The new system makes for an enticing game of cat and mouse, which veteran players will absolutely relish, while everyone will be able to enjoy MLB The Show 22's stunning new visuals, with the game running at 4K and 60 FPS on the Xbox Series X. And yes, we did get through that whole entry without one joke about the game being a home run, so well done us. On April 7th, Godfall will be bringing its unique brand of mix and match melee to Xbox consoles. This action RPG takes place in a kingdom on the verge of total collapse, with only a small band of Valorian knights left to save the day. They might be facing down huge odds and Big Bad, who's basically a god, but our heroes have one thing on their side: a killer wardrobe. Your Valorian armor is hugely customizable, with different plates offering you different abilities inspired by different zodiac signs. From elemental powers to spiritual reinforcements, you can create all sorts of formidable loadouts to help you deal with whatever the game throws at you. And your armor will look shinier than ever on Xbox consoles, where the game has been given a nice visual polish to take advantage of variable refresh rate and Dolby Vision for HDR-capable displays. Because the imminent apocalypse is no excuse for looking sloppy.
Chrono Cross is up there with the likes of Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest when it comes to iconic JRPGs, and now, some 20 years after its initial release, it's back to thrill us all over again with the release of the Radical Dreamers Edition on April 7th. This epic turn-based game spans across parallel worlds and features a huge cast of characters to recruit to your party, including daring thieves, mushroom men, adorable aliens, and lisping pink dogs. The new version includes new high-definition visuals with 3D models, although you have the option to switch back to the original graphics if you're feeling nostalgic. And it also brings the Radical Dreamers visual novel to the West for the first time ever, allowing players to flip through a whole new chapter in the Chrono Cross story.
Humble Games have been bringing the goods to Xbox Game Pass for a while now, with titles like Unsighted, Archvale, and Dodgeball Academia already on the service. And now they've tracked down another awesome day one release with Chinatown Detective Agency arriving on the 7th. Chinatown Detective Agency is a cyber-noir adventure set in 2037. With the world economy on the brink of total collapse, Singapore is the last bastion of order. And it's also where you'll start out on your career as a rookie PI. From there, you'll jet all around the world seeking out clues, solving cases, and trying to put a little cash in your ever-empty bank account. Alright, I thought gaming was meant to be about escapism. The cool thing is that this game actually asks you to think like a detective. Some cases will require real-world knowledge to solve, and you'll often have to look outside the game itself in your search for answers. For example, your clue might come in the form of a famous quotation. Pop it into Bing on your real-life, not in-game smartphone, and find out who said it to work out where to go next. If you really want to put your sleuthing skills to the test, Chinatown Detective Agency is the way to go. Road 96 combines the choose-your-own-adventure style of a narrative game with the looping structure of a roguelike to make for a journey that you won't be forgetting anytime soon. The game takes place in the nation of Petria, a politically polarized powder keg of a country with a looming presidential election that might just set the whole thing off. On each run, you play as a young person who is trying to make it to the border before that can happen. Along the way, you'll meet characters from all across the political spectrum and have to decide how you want to handle each one. You'll also find yourself getting drawn into all sorts of zany minigames and side adventures along the way. From pumping petrol to test driving a new video game, there's no telling where your journey will take you next. Ultimately, the decisions you make in Road 96 might not just affect your own path, but they could change the course of an entire nation.
Finally, April 26th brings us a fascinating concoction called The Serpent Rogue. This sandbox roguelike takes place in a dark fantasy land where powerful storms are continually making and remaking the world around you. It's a dangerous place to be, but your alchemy skills can give you the upper hand, allowing you to brew all sorts of potent potions to help you survive. But you'll still need to be careful about what you leave behind while you're off foraging for fresh ingredients. Items left strewn around will attract swarms of rodents, while unburied bodies will lure in all sorts of ghouls, so be a good cook and tidy up as you go. Get your recipe down just right and you'll be able to become the realm's greatest hero, or its most terrifying villain, whichever you prefer.
If you're a Sea of Thieves player and you're in the mood for a daring rescue, then you'd better get cracking. The Forts of the Forgotten Adventure ends on April 7th. That nefarious Flameheart has kidnapped many of the good people of Golden Sands and tucked them away inside his sea forts, which even in the debauched world of pirates is considered poor form, so it's up to you and your crew to spring them loose. And who knows, they might even have some juicy information about Flameheart to reward you with. March goes out with a bang thanks to Forza Horizon 5's 6 series, which will give players a ton of new stuff to look forward to in the months to come. If you just can't get enough of that controlled oversteer, then get ready because the Drift Club is coming as a new Horizon story. These new challenges will take you behind the wheel of 7 of the greatest drifting cars of all time, each specially souped up to let you glide around like a leaf on the wind, a very heavy, exceptionally expensive leaf. Series 6 will also bring a new festival playlist, new cosmetic items, and a bunch of new cars for you to experiment with. Most notably the 2021 Ford Mustang Mach-E 1400, which is an absolute monster of an electrical vehicle. So you can stomp through the Mexican countryside and save the planet at the very same time. Whether you prefer to swing a baseball bat or a lightsaber, April's guaranteed to put a spring in your step with all these awesome titles headed your way this month. For the latest on the new games hitting Xbox in April and beyond, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell. Bye!